Hey, good morning. What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. This is John's Moto Garage, and I'm John. This is where we buy and sell motorcycles. And today I'm remaking the 2012 Harley Davidson Dyna Switchback ride-along video because the last one, the audio quality was so horrendous, I just couldn't stand it. So again, I apologize for that. If you've already checked it out, this may be somewhat redundant, so it's up to you if you want to check it out or not, but you never know what you're going to run into out there on the road with all those crazies. But if you're checking it out for the first time, thanks for tuning in. This is where we buy and sell bikes on the side for fun. See if we can turn a profit and have a good time while we're doing it. Alright, let's get this sucker rolling. Start it up. See how she rolls. I tell you what, man, I never get tired of that classic Harley rumble. Alright, let's get this show on the road. So I'm going to jump right into it, my friends. 2012 Harley Dyna Switchback 103 cubic inch. Belt drive, fuel injected, air cooled. Now personally, I'm a fan of the Harleys. The first time I rode a Harley, it was my buddy's 2012 Sporty, or not 2012, 1200 Sportster. And I jumped on, and I'd been used to all the metric cruisers, and I just couldn't believe how torquey and how rumbly the engine was, and I just felt like, bam, this is what a motorcycle is. But it all comes down to personal preference. If you dig the real smooth, classic, you know, cruiser style, then maybe Harley ain't the bike for you. But as far as this goes, these are right there in line with your other Dyna models, Fat Bob, Street Bob, your Lowrider, your Slim, your Softails, you know, same engine, very comparable to those. What sets the Switchback apart, of course, is you got the quick detach components and accessories. So you can easily swap between the hard bags, you can take the windshield on and off, you got the locking hard bags. And so it's the perfect bike for somebody who digs the stripped down look, but also likes the functionality of being able to jump on and do a nice ride across the country, bro. We got our fellow rider on the bicycle. That's what I should be doing for a workout, but to each their own, you know. Now, the Switchback doesn't come with its shortcomings. I will admit, my first impression on the first Switchback that I owned, cruising through the neighborhood, I could not believe how much this thing rattled. And by rattle, I meant vibrate. At a certain RPMs, cruising at slow speeds, the entire bike vibrated. This oscillation that went through the entire bike from the front fender all the way to the saddlebags on the rear. And that's where you really felt it were in those saddlebags. When you took the bags off, it wasn't close to as bad. With this aftermarket exhaust that I have on this bike, it eliminates that quite a bit. And it also makes for a much nicer, torqueier, more powerful ride, as aftermarket exhaust typically does. This has the custom 2-in-1 and it has a Vines & Hines tuner. So that would be definitely something I'd do if you're looking to buy one of these used or new or whatever the case may be. Plan on putting an exhaust on it. When I get into the neighborhood later, I will see if we can get that RPM. I'll let you know exactly where the rattling is the worst. But right now we're headed for the freeway in the thick of rush hour to see how she does. It's actually a beautiful day out. Nice, cool breeze in lovely Arizona. But what else can I tell you on this bike? The 2-up seat, pretty comfortable, comes stock. Comes with the quick detached backrest. So you can throw your lady on the back, let her go for a ride as well. Let's see if we can pass up this Tacoma. 6-speed. You can hit 80 miles per hour before getting on the freeway. If you got to pass up the Tacoma, you can do it. Check out my last video. I raced a Toyota Prius. It was a real close call, but I won him by a hair, or I beat him by a hair. Yeah, as far as the engine goes on these, you don't have any problem keeping up with traffic, pulling ahead. You'll likely be passing up all your buddies on their street glides and road glides just because it's the same engine but a much lighter bike. So that's a plus for sure, for sure. This bike comes with the standard floorboards, no heel toe shifter, no biggie. Alright, let's get to the good stuff. You're probably wondering how much I paid for this bike. So I bought it used, and I got it from the second owner. It's got 10,900 miles on it. He had recently done his major 10K service, so all that's squared away, and I have documentation, new rear tire, all that good stuff. Makes it that much easier to turn around and sell it. And I had seen this bike a few months ago on the market, and he messed around and adjusted the price a little bit, and then it disappeared, so I assumed he had sold it. And then a few weeks back, it popped back up, and he had it listed for 7,500 bucks, which he had it listed right. That was a good price point where he was going to sell it pretty fast. I offered him 7,000. I didn't want to lowball him too bad. ABS brakes work great on this thing, by the way. Anyway, so I offered him 7 and he countered at 72.50. I decided to buy it. I hadn't purchased the bike in a few days, so I was having withdrawals and I needed to get something in my garage. I mean, this is John's moto garage we're talking about here. I can't have a moto garage without a moto. So long story short, I bought the bike. I was pleasantly pleased and surprised by the ride with this aftermarket exhaust. Like I said, my last bike didn't have it, the last Switchback, and it's a night and day difference. Now here, market right now in Phoenix, a few of these have sold recently in the $8,000 to $8,500 range. Comparable bikes. This has a little bit on the higher side for miles, but there aren't a ton out there. So for, you know, if you're interested in this bike, it's slim pickings. I have it listed already for $8,300, and I've had a handful of people hit me up on it. We'll do this little guy just for the sake of the viewers. We'll cruise over here. Typically, I'm not a reckless driver, but I do it for you guys, my friends. Hopefully that sun glare isn't too gnarly. But what was I saying? Yeah, I think I can get between 8 to 8,300 bucks realistically, and I hope my new potential buyers are watching this, because if they are, I'm giving away all my cards, but I'd be willing to take like 700-800 bucks for it. I like to break a G, but if I get a cash deal that comes in, you know, depending how much interest I've had in the bike, if I can make 600, 700, 800 bucks, you know, that's okay. It just depends on the day, depends on the mood. And today I'm feeling like I'd be willing to take like $78, $50 for it. That would only put me at $600 profit, but whatever, you know, dump it into the next bike. Like I always say, my friends, live and let live, right? So there you have it on the 2012 Harley Davidson Dyna Switchback. Overall impression, like I said, right there with your the Harleys in this, you know, in this bracket. A lot of bang for your buck for 7,000 bucks in the Harley range. Perfect if you're debating between like a sporty and like maybe you're a little turned off by, you know, only having a 1200cc engine. This is much more comfortable than the sporty. Still nice and zippy, low seat height, easy to throw around, but you could jump on and do those longer rides as well. So those are all bonuses in my book, and you're not paying a whole lot more. Shoot, some people pay that much and way more for their Sportster, so this is a good option, good alternative. Kind of falls between the Sporty and the Road King. So that's going to do it for this ride and review. Again, thanks for tuning in. If you dig the content, be sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment below, let me know what you'd like to see, if you have any questions, and check out my other videos. I'll show you where I load and unload the bike, and I am going to do a walk around and cold start on this motorcycle as well. Quick reference, all that good stuff. Alright, amigazos, gracias for tuning in. Until the next time, nos vemos. Alright, back to the garage. Here she is, here she is. Oh, look at that beautiful bike in there. You have to check out my other video to see what that bike is. Alright, amigos, till next time, nos vemos.